Olivia looked at her son, who was trying on a new suit. He was tall and handsome, with dark hair. He was to be married tomorrow, and it seemed incredible. Harry scrutinized himself in the mirror and nodded, satisfied. The suit fit perfectly. "Excellent choice," he said, turning to his mother. "It's the right color, and it looks like $1,000,000. Olivia thought about how expensive the suit was, but she said aloud, "I'm glad you like it. I'm sure I'll cry at the wedding when I see you in it." "At the wedding?" Harry looked away from his reflection. "Mum, are you seriously going to go?" "Of course. We were joking about it, weren't we?" "Have we?" Harry started pacing around the room. "Have you forgotten who Vicky's parents are? It's going to be all VIPs. You'll feel out of place. I don't want you ruining my day." Harry sat down next to Olivia and took her hand. "Imagine how you'll look against all those dressed-up ladies." "I'd be embarrassed." "We'll come over the next day and have tea or champagne. You'll congratulate us and give us a present." Olivia felt her heart clench with resentment. Her own son was so ashamed of her that he would have preferred to be an orphan at his wedding. "Why do I have to look bad?" she asked. "I've made an appointment with the best hairdresser. I'll get a manicure. I have a beautiful dress. That old blue dress." Harry exploded. "Look, if you don't understand nicely, I'll be blunt. I don't want you at the wedding. I may be an asshole, but I'm ashamed that my mother is a cleaning lady. I don't want you to embarrass me in front of Vicky's relatives." Olivia was shocked by her son's words and couldn't say anything. Harry picked up his backpack and suitcase and headed for the door. On the threshold, he stopped. "I'm telling you again, don't come to the ceremony. No one's expecting you there." Harry had left hours ago, and dusk had fallen. Olivia was still sitting on the couch, unable to move. She couldn't even cry from shock. The tears came later when she turned on the light and pulled out an old family album from her dresser. In it was her entire simple life. The memories came crashing down on her with such force that she could hardly breathe. An old worn photograph. A 2-year-old girl with blue eyes was looking seriously at the camera. Her colorful dress was clearly taken from someone else. Next to her stood a thin, strange-looking woman with a distracted look and a goofy smile. Even in this bad picture, it was obvious she was drunk. When Olivia was 2.5 years old, her mother had been disenfranchised and disappeared from her life forever. Growing up, Olivia didn't even try to find her neglectful mother. Why would she? Group photo. 10-year-old Olivia, with her unruly golden curls, stood in the second row, third from the left. Life in the orphanage was hard. The institution where she grew up was like something out of a documentary about the 90s. The cooks stole food, the educators fought, and the director encouraged hazing. She didn't care how the older kids kept order. 3 young girls in waitress uniforms smiled at the photographer on the porch of a place with a crooked sign. After high school, Olivia hadn't bothered with her career choice. She quickly found a job as a waitress at a roadside cafe called The Roadside. Although the salary paid by the cafe owner was modest, Olivia's main income came from generous tips from customers who appreciated her attractiveness and quickness. The long 12-hour shifts were grueling, but Olivia never lost her optimism. She enjoyed her independent life. Her room in the communal apartment was spacious and bright, and the elderly couple of neighbors appeared friendly. Olivia had money, though not much, and she had discovered a talent for turning inexpensive second-hand clothes into stylish outfits. In a summer meadow in the middle of a forest, a happy Olivia in a wreath of flowers sat on the green grass, embraced by a handsome guy with dark hair, also adorned with a wreath. That picture still gives her heart a flutter to this day. Olivia had been working at the roadside cafe for about a year when she met Jacob. On that summer morning, the cafe was full of customers. She was rushing to serve impatient customers when she suddenly tripped and spilled tomato juice on a young man at a table by the window. A red stain slowly spread across his light-colored shirt. Olivia was shocked, but the guy smiled and held out his car keys to her, saying he had a spare shirt. The cafe owner, Thomas, tried to help, but the guy calmed Olivia down, saying it was okay. He introduced himself as Jacob, and she looked at his face for the first time, noticing his attractiveness and charming smile. Later, as Thomas escorted Jacob to the door, he winked at Olivia, saying that he had yelled at her on purpose so that the guy wouldn't make her pay for the ruined shirt. Olivia learned that Jacob was the son of the town's mayor. By late afternoon, after a busy day, Olivia barely remembered the morning incident. Her only desire was to get home and get some rest. It was already dark outside, and she was waiting for the bus when she saw Jacob's car pull up to the cafe. She wondered what he was doing here. Jacob jumped out of the car, grabbed the bouquet from the seat, and hurried over to Olivia. He walked right up to the stunned girl and handed her the flowers. "Is the job finished? I'm sorry. I didn't know what kind of flowers you liked, so I went with plain white roses. Next time I'll give you your favorite ones," he promised. Next time? Olivia was confused. But why? Why? Jacob laughed. "I'm trying to please you. It's such a lovely evening. Why don't we go out?" Olivia forgot her tiredness, absorbed in the magic of the moment. She was ready to go anywhere with him, but she thought of her tired appearance, her old jeans, a simple t-shirt, her hair in disarray. "Thanks, but I'm too tired. I can't today," she said regretfully. "Tomorrow, then," Jacob insisted. "Okay, tomorrow," Olivia agreed. They met the next day and never parted again. It was love at first sight. Jacob, an economics student, had passed his summer session, and they began seeing each other every day. In July, he took Olivia on vacation. Without passports, they spent 10 magical days on the ocean. Jacob introduced her to some friends from university, and together they went on frequent trips, swimming and picnics. It had been the happiest and most memorable summer of Olivia's life. They even started to discuss getting married, but in the fall all plans fell apart. When Jacob's cousin saw him on the street with Olivia, the girl's life became a nightmare. The Patterson family was adamantly opposed to their son's relationship with the girl from the orphanage. Jacob's mother, his aunt and grandmother called Olivia daily, showering her with insults and threats, demanding that she leave their son alone. A cousin caused a scandal at a coffee shop by throwing a milkshake at Olivia. Neighbors reported that certain people were asking about her, offering money for slander. Olivia didn't say anything to Jacob, knowing that he was deciding whether to travel abroad. He was apparently under pressure too. Sometimes he looked at her anxiously, but when he saw her smile, he calmed down. 2 weeks before Jacob left, Olivia received a call from his father, who demanded that she break up with her son or she would regret it. When Jacob flew to London, terrible things began to happen to Olivia. Thomas, bribed by the mayor, accused her of a major shortfall and she was arrested. She was so shocked that she didn't even bother with the defense when the case went to trial. She believed it would all be cleared up soon, but the trial turned out to be a farce. The state-appointed defense attorney was almost asleep during the trial. The prosecutor worked diligently on the case while Olivia hoped every day for Jacob to show up so he would release her. However, a friend reported that he was rumored to be planning to continue his studies in England. Olivia was given a sentence of 3 years. While incarcerated, she learned that she was pregnant. The memories of her time in the women's colony were so painful that she tried not to remember them. The picture showed a dark-haired boy with grey eyes. Olivia ran her hand affectionately over the picture. Her son was such a gentle and intelligent little boy. She alone knew how much effort it had taken to raise him on her own. After a year and a half in prison, Olivia was released on parole. She was incredibly lucky not to have her baby taken away. There were a lot of problems waiting for her on the outside. No one wanted to hire a young woman with a young child and a criminal record. Thanks to her neighbor Jacob, who helped get Harry into kindergarten through his adult student, Olivia was able to work tirelessly. She cleaned a restaurant, cleaned offices in the evenings, worked part-time at a car wash on weekends, and sewed bedding at night. Olivia didn't go back to the past. Why did she need the extra pain? During her time in prison, all the old connections were severed. One day she happened to meet a former friend who told her that the owner of the Thomas Cafe had gone bankrupt. Mayor Patterson had moved to Chicago with his family after a promotion, and his son had married a girl from the capital a year ago. Olivia cried all night, but then wiped away her tears and went to scrub the floors at the restaurant. Now her only concern and joy was her son. The dawn outside the window indicated that Olivia had spent the entire night flipping through a scrapbook. She went to bed, but thoughts of her son kept her awake. She had always tried to please him, giving him expensive toys, delicious food, and fancy clothes. She was willing to do anything to fulfill his wishes, within her means. If Jake needed anything, he just told his mother, knowing that she would find a way to get the money, even if it meant taking on an extra job. Olivia admitted her guilt that Harry had grown up to be an insensitive, selfish man. She never complained about being tired, never took sick days, and always gave him the best. No wonder he never thought about the cost to his mother. And now her own son was ashamed of her and didn't want her to attend his wedding. I've lived to see it, Olivia sighed bitterly, turning to Harry's portrait on the wall. Son, I've done everything for you for 25 years. But this time I'm going to do what I think is right. I'm sorry. She got out of bed and pulled the box containing her savings out of the knit stand. A month's paycheck was on the card. It was enough for an outfit, a haircut, and a visit to the beautician. Olivia's appearance at the wedding reception caused a sensation. She always looked young, but after a visit to the beauty salon, she looked even younger. The male guests secretly looked at the slender blonde in a luxurious blue dress. During the ceremony, Olivia, wiping away her tears, looked with admiration at her serious and a little confused son and his charming bride. How good it was that she had decided to come. As the guests congratulated the newlyweds, Harry quietly approached Olivia. So you're ignoring my request? I hope you're not going to go to the restaurant. No, I'm not going, Olivia replied. I've seen everything I want to see. At that time, Vicky walked up to them, glowing with happiness. Olivia, you're gorgeous. My parents invite you to join us at the restaurant. Thank you, but I'm just leaving, Olivia declined. What do you mean, I'm leaving? Vicky was surprised. Mom, why are you in such a hurry? It's your son's wedding today. Harry made an attempt to persuade her to stay. When it came time for congratulations from her parents, Olivia took the microphone. I wish you a lifetime of happiness and love. Her words were so touching that they drew a round of applause. On her way down from the stage, Olivia almost collided with a man in an elegant suit who seemed familiar to her. Impossible, Jacob said, blocking her way. Olivia, is that really you? Jacob, what are you doing here? Olivia was stunned. I'm here at the invitation of the bride's father, my business partner. Your son is very handsome. Jacob took her hand. Let's step back and talk. Did you come alone? I've been divorced for 10 years, and I don't have any children. They talked for an hour. Jacob told her how his father had come to visit him overseas and told him that Olivia had gone to Chicago with another man. Jacob didn't believe him and decided to verify the information through a friend. The friend went to the coffee shop but didn't find Olivia there. Everyone confirmed what his father had said. I was on the verge of a breakdown from the pain. I stayed in England for another 6 months and then returned to Chicago, where my father was promoted. I married, but found no happiness. I was only happy when I was young, with you. Let's not talk about the sad stuff, Olivia suggested. It's the wedding day. I'll tell you all about it later. But now let's dance. The guests watched the couple dancing with admiration. Harry looked at his mother and realized that she had given up her private life for him. He felt ashamed of himself. Then he saw his mother walking away with a strange man. "Mum, where are you going?" "Leaving like you wanted me to," Olivia reminded her. "I'm sorry, Mum, but where are you going with this man?" "I'd go to the ends of the earth with him," Olivia admitted. "He's your father, by the way." Jacob and Harry were stunned. Olivia smiled. "It looks like we're going to have a long conversation."